My concern isn't that little boys aren't living a noble battle, it's that they've got nobody to tell them about the noble battle that they're participating in. When I was a little kid, my mom was married to a tyrant of a man. He was my stepdad. One day when I was 13 years old, I heard them arguing in the other room, and he pinned my mom in the bathroom one time and wouldn't let her out. And from my bedroom, I heard my mom saying, "Let me go." And he kept saying she wasn't going anywhere. And I didn't know what to do. I wanted to protect my mom. I grabbed 2 pocket knives and I put them one in each hand, and I left the blades closed, but I thought maybe this is my best option. I carried them into the hallway where my mom was pinned in the bathroom by my stepdad. And I stood there with the blades closed and I said, "Let her go." And he looked at me, kind of shocked. And it was at that moment that I realized that I wasn't going to do anything. That first of all, I had the blades closed on the knife, and second of all, I was just a pudgy little 13-year-old kid. What was I going to do? And it was in that moment that I realized that I wasn't going to do anything, even if I was given the opportunity to. That I wasn't going to pull the blades out on my pocket knives. And that if he came after me, I was just going to take a beating, and I wouldn't be able to protect my mom if he decided to hurt her. And I carried that wound with me well into adulthood. And it shaped my identity in such a way that I ended up feeling like a coward throughout the rest of my teen years and well into adulthood. And when I would tell that story to people, it was always as a story of shame that I had made a mistake growing up, that I wasn't really going to do anything, that I was posturing. One day, when I was probably about 27 or 28, I told this story to a friend of mine, and I told it in the same way that I always told it. And when the story was over, he just sat there with his mouth open. And he says, "Rob, I can't believe this." And I didn't understand what he was talking about because I had always looked at it as a story of cowardice. And he says, "You tried to protect your mom the best way you knew how, and you had to step up in a moment when nobody else would. This is a noble battle that you participated in, and you need to go back and reshape the way you look at this so that you realize this is the beginning of a journey into manhood for you, where you began to stand up for those people that couldn't stand up for themselves." And he encouraged me to reframe the way I looked at my own story. And as I did that, I was able to go back and reframe other stories that I'd participated in. The problem was that I didn't have anybody speaking into my life when I was a young man. I was trying to figure this stuff out on my own. My concern has been that so many young boys are trying to teach themselves what the noble battle looks like. And if you leave a boy or a little girl to figure out what the battle is that they should be participating in, they're going to get it wrong. We have to encourage our young people to participate in noble battles, and we have to call to attention the noble battles, and we have to recognize the noble battles of character that they're already participating in. We can't let our kids figure this out on their own.